What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 741 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. It's your boy KB, coming at you solo dolo, getting your week started right. I know I'm a little behind. I just got back from covering the Truist Championship out at the Philadelphia Cricket Club. I'm decked out in my Truist Championship gear. Absolutely sweet stuff. I'm going to recap that. We're going to talk some Phils. Talk a little Birds, as well as the schedule release will be coming this week, and we'll get into some fun stuff. Harrison is back in New Jersey, so a lot of fun stuff going to be popping off this summer for sure. But before we get into everything, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. We're on every social platform. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, LinkedIn. We're on everything. Just search Underground PHI on those platforms. You can follow me on social media at KBIZZL311 on Twitter, KBIZZLE11 on Instagram and Threads. Subscribe to the pod. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star review. It goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow, helps all of our shows on the network continue to grow. When you subscribe, it gets all of our programming in your algorithm. So keep on subscribing on Apple and Spotify. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content is all on our YouTube channel. We are currently at 1,058 subscribers, which means we are 42 away from our next 100 subscriber milestone. Let's get there, guys. Let's make that happen. Smash that like button, ring the bell icon, and of course, leave a comment in the comment section. You can also leave me a voicemail at speakpipe.com/undergroundsportsphiladelphia. Let me know how you're feeling about the Phils, the Eagles, the Sixers, the Flyers, the Union, the Wings, the Water Dogs, Philly in general. I'll react to everything if you leave me a voicemail. Speakpipe.com/undergroundsportsphiladelphia. And this show is proudly presented by the City of Vineland. And the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast.
At the Vineland Municipal Utilities, we understand that when our business community thrives, we all win. As a not-for-profit utility, our reliability, lower cost of operations, and flexibility in meeting customer needs make doing business in Vineland beneficial to your bottom line. What's more, we are able to do so while maintaining our commitment to environmental stewardship. We look forward to helping you achieve your business goals now and for years to come. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I gotta say, it is so damn nice to be back home. Your boy has not been home in practically a week. It has been a wild, wild whirlwind for your boy. I was at ESPN headquarters last Tuesday, so about a week ago, taking in the PLL Draft in person at ESPN HQ. The worldwide leader let Underground come into the building. It was a wild, wild time. It was super cool to see it all unfold in real time. Got a couple of little tips and tricks as things were going across, throughout the draft night. I touched on some things on the most recent episode of OTB that is out now. Definitely go check that out. But the Water Dogs had a phenomenal draft, everyone. CJ Kirst is a Philadelphia Water Dog, which is exciting. All-time leading collegiate goal scorer in NCAA history. And counting, obviously, still playing. I'm super stoked about that. Got to talk to Bill Tierney, and I didn't know how Bill Tierney and I kind of saw eye to eye, whether or not we did or if we didn't last year. He was brand new on the job, and obviously I had a great relationship, and still do, with Andy Copeland, the former head coach and GM of the Water Dogs. But it felt like on draft night, Bill Tierney and I came together, and it feels like Coach Tierney is a big fan of mine, as I am of his. I've been critical of him, rightfully so. Last year was not ideal, but I think he is a phenomenal head coach. And I'm looking forward to him growing into being an even better head coach at the professional level. And it's nice knowing that Bill Tierney has a lot of respect for me, just like I have a lot of respect for him. And we were able to chat it up. It was a lot of fun getting to connect with him more on a one-on-one basis than I was able to last year with just press conferences, but kind of picking his brain after the draft, seeing the draft unfold, being on our OTB Draft Extravaganza live stream as kind of the Adam Schefter role was really, really cool. It was an awesome time. And to be like that kid who always wanted to work at ESPN, who always wanted to be the Sports Center anchor, who always wanted to be, the sports talk show guy, to be at ESPN while I'm living out that dream of building my own company was really surreal. To have the opportunity to be in the building that is regarded as the worldwide leader. It's where all the magic happens when it comes to sports. If you want to make it in sports, you've made it in sports, you're at ESPN. So to be at ESPN and doing it by the volition of the hard work that I've put in and that everyone at this company here at Underground has put in to make it so that we can have representation at a professional sports leagues draft at ESPN headquarters will never not be cool to me. It was an experience that I truly took in every ounce that I could. And to be there when a Philadelphia team is picking number 1 overall is super cool. Sure, it was a slam dunk number 1 overall pick type draft, but really cool to be there and, to kind of see a lot of our hard work pay off to a degree where I was able to attend a draft, cover it in person at ESPN. Underground Sports Philadelphia for the day was in the buildings of ESPN, and that was super dope. So thank you to the PLL. Thank you to everyone who has believed in us and has afforded us the chance to have opportunities like that. And welcome to Philadelphia, CJ Kirst. I'm thrilled that you are a Water Dog, my friend. The Kirst family are phenomenal humans. New Jersey represent. Let's go. And just an all-around awesome time at the PLL Draft. And then from the PLL Draft, 22 and a half hours awake. I was awake for 22 and a half hours. Okay? I don't think I've ever done that in my life before, where I was just going for that long. And I hope I never have to do it again because it is exhausting. And so I got home 3 a.m. on Wednesday after being up at 4:30 a.m. on Tuesday to drive to ESPN. And then from sleeping for about 8.5 hours, which was much needed. Packed my car up, drove out to Flowertown, and was at the Truist Championship from Wednesday until Sunday night. And Monday I came home. Got home in the afternoon Monday, and what an event. I mean, I've never covered golf this extensively. Obviously, I've been the interim co-host of the Getting the Whole podcast right now, and kind of like immersing myself in the world of golf. And I think for me, golf is a lot of like culture, and golf is a lot of the experience and the common man and the wardrobes and stuff like that. That's what I'm attracted to with golf. I'm attracted to things like TGL, like the Grass League that we cover on Getting the Hole. But to be at a PGA Tour event and seeing how the magic gets made for such a prestigious sports league at a signature event that we have been in the know about for months now, and seeing it all come to fruition was so fascinating. And as somebody who travels for PLL, travels to go and cover things for this company, we've had other people go and travel and cover things for this company, like Casey and Owen. DJ travels a lot, obviously, with the PLL, with myself, and Hoots does the same thing. But to do it on the golf front, where it does feel like a more difficult space to get into, and then meeting so many incredible guys, from Max Homa to Ricky Fowler, Keegan Bradley, Daniel Berger, Patrick Cantlay, being within centimeters of Rory McIlroy and Tony Finau, Tommy Fleetwood, like guys that you would never expect to be around and to be within feet of them. Andrew Novak, like, it was such a cool experience and something that I genuinely will not forget forever. Just because it felt like one of those like bucket list things. It was a signature event. It's not necessarily a major, but to cover a signature event in Philadelphia, see how Philadelphia popped out for this event, I knew it would be big. I didn't expect it to be as big as it was, and to see how popular and beloved and diehard Philadelphia sports fans are with golf was really impressive. The place was packed. Saturday, Sunday, sold out. Friday, in the pouring rain, we were shoulder to shoulder with people. Thursday, beautiful weather to start things off, and genuinely just an incredible experience. And if you are able to ever afford to go to a PGA Tour event, I highly recommend doing it. It was so much fun, just so much access. And even as a fan, like, we had our credentials and everything, so we were able to do a little bit more. But like, even like popping out in the general public and being immersed with the fans was an experience in and of itself. Like, we were up against the ropes. We were recording guys, hitting off the tee. And seeing these guys just perform was fascinating. And, to be able to cover a PGA Tour event, I grew up watching golf with my dad. Like, Ricky Fowler is a guy I've been rooting for just as a person since I was 10, 11 years old. And then I got to shake Ricky Fowler's hand this week after we got an interview with him. And again, like, I was talking to Steve about this because obviously it was his first PGA Tour event, covering it as media as well. I think the cool part about being in media and being in sports media in particular, and I've talked about like the fandom argument and everything, being a fan if you're a member of the media, I think what makes you a fan of someone is becoming a fan of the person. Not necessarily the team they play for, not necessarily like, who they represent, whether it's a team or a brand or whatever it may be, but you root for guys. There's guys that aren't on the Eagles or the Phillies or the Flyers or the Sixers or the Union that I'm a fan of. I like the way they play. I like who they are as people. And I think that is so much more like of a driving home point in golf where like these guys don't have teams. Sure, the TGL exists, grass league stuff exists like that, but there's no teams on the PGA Tour. You're not rooting for the brands that they're sponsored by. It's not like F1 or IndyCar or anything like that where they have the team that also has sponsors. Golf, you're rooting for individuals. And I think with media, like when guys open up to you and show that similar sign of respect, all you're gonna want to do is support those guys. Like I talked about it on Getting the Hole that'll come out later this week. Like Tommy Fleetwood doesn't know me from, the side of Angelo's. I'm approaching him as he's warming up putting and everything. I give him a head nod and he says, "How's it going, man?" Acknowledges me. Like, he doesn't have to do that. And now I'm going to be the biggest Tommy Fleetwood fan ever. Ricky Fowler, Max Homa, Keegan Bradley, they didn't have to talk to us after their rounds. Daniel Berger didn't have to talk to us after his round. Andrew Novak didn't have to talk to us after his round. But they chose to. They chose to talk to us as opposed to some other people. So I have so much respect for so many of these guys now. They are officially #myguys. And a big thank you to Kara Joftis and Joey Chitwood for allowing this upstart independent media company known as Underground Sports Philadelphia be a part of this one-of-a-kind, unique Truist Championship. And it's something I'll remember forever as, like, we did that. We've now been credentialed with the PGA Tour. And that's what this has all been about, guys. When I tell you the support means so much to us, you listening, following, liking, subscribing, sharing the show with your friends, whatever show it may be, affords us the opportunity to get into these rooms that in other circumstances we wouldn't have that opportunity. You guys supporting us allows us to go and cover the PGA Tour as credentialed media, allows Casey and Owen to go cover IndyCar as credentialed media, allows me to do what we've been able to build with covering the sport of lacrosse, allows me to go and be in press conferences with Dave Dombrowski and Rob Thompson. It affords us so many, allows me to go to sneak peek night with the Phils. Because you guys show that you believe in what we do. And to me, that means the world. It allows me to go to ESPN. So this week was really like a huge reflection week for me as we embarked on some new journeys, in this company's history. And it was truly a week to remember. It was an exhausting week. But it's something that I'll remember forever. It'll be an all-time grinder week for you boys. I grinded out hours and hours and hours. But it was a ton of fun and just genuinely an experience of a lifetime to be able to have the week that I just did. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for allowing it. Thank you to the PGA Tour, to Joey and Kara, to Grace Hamilton, Paul and Mike Rabel, and the whole PLL staff, to ESPN, and the only way we going is up, baby. The only way we going is up. But let's get into some Phil's talk. It is brought to you by our pals over at 47 brand. Guys, you know me. I love 47 brand. 47 brand is truly the GOAT. I'm going to the Phillies game on Tuesday night. Hopefully this rain holds up. I'm going to be checking out that 47 brand alley store. You already know the vibes. That is my go-to when I'm at Citizens Bank Park. And I check 47 brand's website every day to see the new drops, see what is coming up, through the pipeline with 47 brand. They just dropped their Patriotic collection. They also have the Safe Bet collection, the Ranchero cleanups, the New City Connect gear, the Fiji collection, plus a whole lot more. The Intercoastal collection is a huge capsule they just dropped as well. They have so many styles for your favorite sports fan, whether it be MLB, NFL, NHL, NBA, NCAA, minor league baseball, NASCAR, soccer, and more. Check out all their styles. Use our link in the description, shop 47 brand, and get free shipping on all orders when you join the 47 family today. Again, free shipping on all orders when you use our link in the description and shop with our friends at 47 brand and shop for your favorite sports fan, because they'll look their best donning 47 brand. And we thank 47 brand for being a proud partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. The Phils, since we've last spoken in a full capacity, I know Wednesday's show was kind of a doozy and off the beaten path of what we normally do on the program. But since we last talked, the Phillies, they won the series against the Tampa Bay Rays in sweeping fashion. Did a great job there. Won 8-4 on Tuesday, 7-0 on Wednesday, 7-6 on Thursday in extra innings. Then on Friday, they dropped one of the Guardians 6-0. Then they beat the Guardians 7-1. And then they win on Sunday Night Baseball 3-0, which now, dating back to when they lost that Mets series and got swept, they then went on to beat the Cubs in the series 2 out of 3. They beat the Nationals 2 out of 3. They beat the Diamondbacks 2 out of 3. They beat the Rays 3 out of 3. And they beat the Guardians 2 out of 3. So 5 straight series wins for the Phils. It's very funny watching the revisionist history happening right now with Phillies social media, with the talking heads, with the pundits, with the Twitter analysts and everything. Were we too hard on the Phillies to start the season? Were we too hard on them? All I can do is laugh. All I can do is laugh. You know, it's one of those things that I get. These guys gotta get their clicks, they gotta get their listeners, their ratings up and everything. But it's almost like baseball season's just a little bit longer than just the month of April. It's just like a smidge longer than the month of April. The Phils are playing extremely well. Extremely well. And when you look at just the culmination of how things are kind of unfolding for the Phils right now, Kyle Schwarber is one of the hottest hitters in baseball. Extend Kyle Schwarber yesterday. Make it happen, John Middleton. Trey Turner is getting on base at an incredible clip. You have guys like Bryson Stott who are hitting extremely well. You have, let me pull up the rest of the stats here. Here we go. Like, you have guys that are playing so, like, Alec Boehm has his OPS up to a 618. Sure. Is he still working on getting that batting average up and getting his on-base percentage up? Sure. But Alec Boehm, don't look now, he's hitting 255. Okay? He's starting to heat up quite a bit from where he was to start the year. And that's a great sign. Trey Turner is hitting 306 with a 753 OPS, and his on-base percentage is just a tick under what Rob Thompson said he wanted it to be to start the year. JT's hitting 250. He's got to figure some things out against lefties, but he's doing his thing. Max Kepler, he's getting on base. He's got a 315 OBP, a 720 OPS. He's hitting 229 right now, but still has 5 home runs, 14 RBI, 15 walks He's only 15 walks. He's only behind Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper, who have walked 29 times. And that's strikeouts for JT. Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper have walked 29 times. Max Kepler's walked 15. He's third on the team in walks. These guys are playing well. Bryson Stott's doing his thing. He's got an OPS 712. Nick Castellanos has been Mr. Consistent. Kyle Schwarber is playing phenomenal baseball right now. Brandon Marsh, since coming back from being injured, has started to find a little bit of his stride as well. That's a good sign for this team. And they're doing this all while Bryce Harper is hitting .232. Bryce Harper hasn't even come close to getting hot. And the Phillies are still putting it together here. And that doesn't even include what the pitching is doing. Zach Wheeler has been phenomenal. Excuse me. Jesus Luzardo. I tried to tell y'all he was going to be a demon. And that's exactly what he has been for this team. Third on the team in strikeouts. Probably will be second by the time Tuesday's game is over. Aaron Nola is starting to find his stride a little bit. Taijuan Walker was phenomenal while in the rotation. Christopher Sanchez has been sensational. Ranger Suarez looking to bounce back a little bit. Looked good in his second start. I'm still of the belief that they need a little bit of bullpen help, and I'm sure that will come at the deadline. But the season is longer than just April. We're not even halfway through May yet. We're not even at that first designated checkpoint that I talked about a couple weeks ago. We're not even at that first mile marker of the season, which is Memorial Day. All right? They're 24-17. – 24-17. Second place in the NL East. They have just under a 50% chance to make the postseason, according to Baseball Reference. They're at 48.9%. This team is going to be a problem all season long. Will it be pretty all the time? No. Will it be difficult to, swallow some of these losses? Yes. But at the end of the day, this team is still going to be absolutely incredible, led by their elite level starting pitching, led by their elite hitting, their superstars at the plate. You get one or two bullpen pieces in here by the deadline. We're cooking with gas, everyone. We're cooking with gas. Cooking with gas. Come on now. Come on. Have a little faith. We got to remember, not everything is football season. Not everything is football season when it comes to, sports. We can't treat everything like it's football season. You will drive yourself crazy. You will drive yourself crazy if you do such a thing. Genuinely, just enjoy the ride. It's going to be fun. This team is good. Trying to win another series against St. Louis. You got St. Louis and Pittsburgh coming into town for this homestand before you go to Colorado to play the worst team in all of baseball for 4 games. And then you go to Oakland, wherever they're playing, Sacramento, to play the A's. And then you come back home to play the Braves and the Brewers. And you look at, some of these teams here, American League-wise, Athletics have been pretty decent. They're 21-20. The Rockies, though, 7-34. They just fired their manager. The Pirates, 14-28. not a good baseball team. The Braves, that's another chance for you to kind of seek a little revenge there. Go in and take advantage of playing them once again. They took 2 out of 3 from you the last time you played in early April. Now it's your turn to win on home turf, boys. The Brewers are a good team, and after the Brewers come in, you are going to Toronto, and then you go to Pittsburgh, and then you're home against the Cubs, who have been good, but you took 2 out of 3 from them already. Blue Jays come here, then you go to Miami for 4, and then it's another series with the Mets, and then you go to Houston, and then you go to Atlanta, and then you are home against San Diego, another good team. And you're home against the Reds, and you're at the Giants, at the Padres, home against the Angels, home against the Red Sox, at the Yankees, White Sox, going into the deadline. I don't know why I rattled off that far in advance, but that's how time flies, everyone. But upcoming, you got to worry about St. Louis. They've been on a heater. They've won like 9 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. They're 9-1 in their last 10, so you got to win the next 2 and just take care of business. Handle home field. And if you're not feeling good about the Phils, I don't know what to tell you. They're going to be a good baseball team. They're going to compete. They're going to pitch well. They're going to find their stride at the plate. And you got to ride the hot hands. Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, Nick Castellanos. Alec Bohm is one of those hot hitters right now, getting on base. The Phils have always been a team. Once it starts getting warm, the bats come to life. And it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Okay? Woosah. Relax. We're going to be good. It's going to be fun. But yeah, Phils are on a nice little run right now, so it's good to see as they continue playing good baseball. Moving on to a little bit of football talk here. Before I do, I want to talk to you about our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company. Guys, if you want to stand out in the crowd, look your best, whether you're going to a Phils game, hanging out at the bar with your friends, kicking it at home, you want to look your best. You always want to say, hey, where'd you get that shirt? And you tell them, PHI Apparel Company. With their unique designs for all, there's no doubt in our minds and no doubt in PHI Apparel Company's minds that you will stand out in the crowd. Go to phiapparel.co, and when you go to checkout, use code UNDERGROUND to get 10% off your next merch order. Again, that's phiapparel.co. Code UNDERGROUND, 10% off your next order. And stand out in the crowd with the official merch partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Also want to talk to you guys about our friends at Kenwood Beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. Go to kenwoodbeer.com. Use that Kenny Finder to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia, New Jersey, Delaware, Pittsburgh, and Maryland areas. You can also find Kenwood Beer at your local liquor stores in those markets. Again, that's kenwoodbeer.com. Must be 21 or older to do so. And as always, guys, please drink responsibly. The Eagles. The schedule release is happening on Wednesday, full-blown, so Harrison and I will be covering it full-blown as it arrives to our eyeballs once it drops. But we do have games that are confirmed for the Birds. Some confirmed games for our Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Thursday, September 4th, the season opener. The Philadelphia Eagles will be raising their Super Bowl 59 champion banner in front of none other than Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. It's the first time Cowboys fans this century will see what it's like to have a Super Bowl banner raised in front of their eyes. And I hope the only Cowboys fans there are the ones that are part of the team. Because Jerry Jones having to witness the Eagles raise a Super Bowl champions banner, the players on that team having to witness it. I know Micah Parsons is going to lose his mind. And it's just hilarious that the NFL schedule maker said, yeah, let's do Eagles-Cowboys Thursday Night Football, September 4th. Let's make that happen. I think it's absolute comedy, and I love it so much. And I think the last time the Eagles opened up against Dallas to start a season at home was the Pickle Juice game. So, first time since then that we'll have Eagles-Cowboys in Philly for the home opener. Also very funny that, we'll have two memorable games now against the Cowboys on the opening day. Pickle Juice, Super Bowl banner. But I love it. I love it that the Cowboys fans are going to lose their minds. And that means all summer long, too. Obviously, we'll be rooting for the Phils. We'll be rooting for the Union. But now the entire rest of the offseason just becomes months and months and months of Dallas week. It's incredible. The build-up to this game, the hate that is going to be spewed between these two fan bases is going to be electric, and I love it. Cowboys at Eagles, September 4th, Thursday Night Football for the opener of the 2025 NFL season. And then Monday, November 10th, Monday Night Football, Eagles-Packers at Lambeau, Week 10. A nice little rematch of the first round of the playoffs. A.J. Dillon revenge game, who I saw at the Truist Championship. It's going to be fun. I hope the Eagles run the tush-push every goddamn play down their throats. Make that happen. Whole opening drive. First 5 play. Your first 15 scripted plays, Nick Sirianni. Just make it the tush-push. All different iterations. Make Packers, ownership, front office people, fans, make their brains melt. Just run the tush-push. Run it down their throats. Eagles-Packers, Monday Night Football. What a doozy of a game. And then the Eagles have Friday football. The Eagles are part of the Black Friday game that will be happening Thanksgiving week. And I believe that game is at 3 p.m. in Philadelphia. Friday, November 28th. Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears come to town to take on our Philadelphia Eagles on Friday, November 28th. Black Friday, which you already know the Eagles will be wearing some iteration of the black uniform. They have to. I'm surprised they didn't make that the Giants game because the Eagles always wear the black jerseys against the Giants. And then the other confirmed game so far is part of the Fox doubleheader on Saturday, December 20th. It will be Eagles at Commanders on Saturday, December 20th. I don't know if you sensed a common theme there as I went through these first 4 games. About 25% of the Eagles' schedule so far this season is not played on Sunday. Perks of being the Super Bowl champion. You're playing in prime time a whole heck of a lot more. The Eagles will play on at least 5 different days of the week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's crazy. But at least we know a lot of these primetime games already ahead of time. And, last year the Eagles played on a Friday night. It'll be a Friday afternoon after Thanksgiving. You're kind of chilling at home. It's going to be a nice little wind down, kick back, relax, and watch the Birds go to battle against the Bears. Bears. But 2 division opponents. Matchups already announced, and 2 of the NFC North matchups announced. 1 home, 1 away. Thursday, September 4th, Cowboys at Eagles. Monday, November 10th, Eagles at Packers. Friday, November 28th, Bears at Eagles. Saturday, December 20th, Eagles at the Commanders. And we'll see how the rest of the schedule kind of plays itself out as we roll along. This is pretty interesting, too. This comes from Bill Sparrows, who's a senior betting analyst at Bookies. He recorded the 2025-2026 miles traveled for each NFL team. And the Eagles will be traveling the fewest amount of miles in the NFC East this year. I like that a lot. A little bit less travel, that's good stuff. And I think only, and NFC-wise in general, they travel the fifth fewest. Detroit, Chicago, Green Bay, Carolina. Fifth fewest miles traveled this season. That's incredible. Only teams that travel less than them in the NFC are Detroit, Chicago, Green Bay, Carolina. The most miles traveled, the LA Chargers at 37,086. That's crazy. So the Eagles not traveling as much this season, which is fantastic. They are not on any of the international games either, which I think is great. Just for health reasons, for safety reasons, and keeping guys healthy, keeping guys safe, keeping guys, just at home with their families as much as possible. After last year having to start the year in Brazil, I think that's a good thing for the Birds. But 15,924 miles for the Birds this year in terms of travel. And it doesn't sound like the Eagles will be part of the Christmas Day games, which is pretty big. But overall, I'm excited. I'm still very much in on Phil season, the way that the Union are playing, and a whole lot more. But it is exciting to kind of see how things will potentially shake out for the Birds as the schedule comes along. And the schedule releases on Wednesday, so that means Harrison and I will be covering it way more in depth on Wednesday night and seeing how things shake out there. But I'm excited. It's going to be a fun year as the Eagles defend their Super Bowl title and look to become the 10th team ever to repeat as Super Bowl champions. On Thursday's show, when you guys are listening to it, we'll go more into NFL schedule, Eagles schedule. We'll go into the NBA draft lottery because I want somebody to kind of bounce off of with that. So we'll talk more in depth about that. On Thursday's show, we will talk more in depth about a whole lot. The Phils, Platinum Plunk, run differentials, all the good stuff with me and Harrison on Thursday. Make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI. We have a whole bunch of Truist Championship stuff still coming out. Footage, quotes, interviews, the whole 9 yards, all coming out over the next couple of days and weeks. So definitely check that out at Underground PHI. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave a 5-star review. That's big help for helping this show continue to grow. Subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It is all on our YouTube channel. Get us to 1,100 subscribers. Get us to 2,000 subscribers. Get us to 10,000 subscribers. Let's keep it cooking. youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. And this show, guys, if you don't already know, now you know, this show is proudly presented by the city of Vineland. And whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process. And their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. Again, that's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. This has been episode number 741 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. We got a lot coming up the pipeline that you won't want to miss, so stay tuned for a whole lot more coming up in the next couple of days and weeks. Very excited for it. We will catch you guys on Thursday with another new episode. But this has been episode 741. I'm your boy KB. Thanks for following along from the PLL Draft to the Truist Championship this past week. It's been a ton of fun to cover. But I'm getting the heck up out of here. I'll catch you at Citizens Bank Park Tuesday night. But until then, I'm getting the heck up out of here, and I'm signing off. Peace!